Hi Capricorn, welcome to your June 2019 Astrology 33 reading. We have a Celtic cross spread in front of us where you guys got a couple extra cards that popped up there. Then we have two oracle cards that we'll read through after we get through the main spread to help tie everything together, and also a mudra card to get through. And also, before I forget, for those of you who wanted to book a personal reading with me, follow me on Instagram or donate to the channel. Just check out the description of the video for more info on that. And also, after I'm done posting all of these general readings, keep an eye out on the channel because I'll start posting bonus videos for all the signs this month too. Alright, so let's get started with your main spread. Starting with the card in the main situation position, we have the Six of Cups. So this represents usually reconnecting with someone from the past. It's definitely about reconciliation of some kind. Oftentimes people look at this as a reconciliation in a love relationship, but really it can just mean anything. Usually it is someone that you've known for quite a while, at the very least, I will say that. And the way I refer to this card sometimes is the being the bigger person card, because if we look at the two different people on the card, it looks like there's a size difference between the two of them, and it looks like the one who appears to be bigger in stature is handing the cup to the other person. So this could just be, extending an olive branch in any area. Yes, it could definitely be romance, but it could just be anyone that you might have had a falling out with in the past. And it looks like this month you guys might, try to reconnect with that person, or they with you. In the challenge or obstacle position, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So for this to be in the challenge or obstacle position, what it could be is this could just be that, let's say it was you who wanted to reconnect with someone from your past, or you do reconnect with them, and you remember them fondly, and you almost maybe view them like the one who got away, right? This could just be saying that the challenge or obstacle could be the fact that they're just still enjoying being single. They're not really ready to commit to anyone, or it could be saying that this is coming up as a challenge or obstacle because they're not single. It could be like, oh, okay, you reconnect with this person, you hit it off really well, but they're in another relationship, or could be the other way around. You reconnect with them and you're the one who's in another relationship. So that could be why this is coming up as a challenge or obstacle. To look at it from a different angle, if this isn't just related to relationships, this could just be reconnecting with something from your past. So, for example, maybe this is something that you used to be very passionate about, and maybe for whatever reason, you've gotten reconnected with it. And it could be because of all the stuff going through your sign right now, as far as the South Node and Saturn are, traveling backwards together through your sign. So that could be bringing some things that maybe you let fall by the wayside some time ago. Maybe they're coming back around. And maybe the challenge for you, with that coming up in this position, is to say that, maybe it's a talent that you had that you let lie dormant, and now you're reconnecting with that and you're passionate about it again. But the challenge could be for you to figure out a way to make it something that you could profit off of. You're like, all right, I love to do this, but can I make this something that I could actually make a living doing, right? In the foundation position, we have the Emperor card, and we have the Two of Cups. So for some of you, this could just be saying that this is actually an Aries that you reconnected with that Six of Cups energy, if that is about reconnecting in a love relationship. And maybe you guys are trying to get things off the ground. Or what this could even just be saying is, the Emperor is the major arcana card for Aries, and then Mars is the ruler of Aries. And Mars, right now at the time I'm recording this, is actually moving through the first 10 degrees of Cancer, and this card represents the first 10 degrees of Cancer. So that could just be saying that now with Mars moving through your opposite sign, that has you really focusing, shifting your focus to relationships right now. So that could be what this is really pointing towards. But what this could just say as well is, on a more negative side with the Emperor energy here, this could just be saying maybe being too controlling in romantic relationships, maybe trying to control everything that happens, whether it's you or the other person in a connection, which could potentially lead to blockages in that regard. In the past position, we have the King of Wands. And I think this popped up in your reading from last month too. So this could just be saying that this is the person leaving, this person's leaving the picture, given that they're both, for one, they're in the past position in the spread, but then on top of that, they're also looking away. If we put them back down there, they're looking away from the spread too. So this could be someone that might have left your life recently. Let's say, for example, if it was someone you reconnected with, maybe it was a fire sign, and maybe most likely a Leo, but it could be any fire sign. And maybe this was the person you reconnected with, thought, all right, we're really hitting off, but then you find out that they're in another relationship, so you can't get things off the ground with them. There's not really anything going on in the sign of Leo, so I'm not really seeing it as pointing to anything as far as that goes. And this could just represent, maybe even the energy that you guys are going through as the sun moved through Taurus, because Taurus is your fifth house, and that's the house that Leo naturally rules, the fifth house. So could be that as well, but I'm really feeling like this is more like someone that's leaving the picture, or did leave the picture ever since it's in the past position. In the present position, we have the Moon card. So this could just be saying that maybe some of you are dealing with the remnants of that full moon that we had in Scorpio. It was over the past weekend. I'm recording this on the 23rd, I believe. So, it's that full moon that just passed. Or conversely, since this is for June and this is the present position, this could just be pointing to the new moon that's going to be happening in Gemini. And that's real early in the month of June, and that's in your sixth house. So, maybe that could be, involving your finances. So, sixth house is about uh, daily routines, work, health, even as well. So, maybe this is just pointing to the energy that's going to be taking place there. But what the moon represents, if we separate it from the astrology aspect of it, is it can represent not seeing things too clearly. It can, like, I don't necessarily see it as deliberate deception, but it can just be, not seeing a situation as clearly as you would. For example, you can't see your environment as well at night with the moon out as you can with the sun, right? So everything that's there under the light of the sun, you could easily see what's going on and be able to assess the situation a little bit more clearly. But with the moon, it could be a little more difficult for you to make out what's going on. So this could just be saying that, you're going to have to really rely on your intuition a bit this month to see what's going on with certain situations. And, there's going to be a full moon towards the end of the month, actually in your 12th house. And that could be a pretty heavy full moon, too. It could bring up a lot of things from the past. And in this case, maybe even people, right? So, that could be what's at play there. In the near future position, we have the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups, represents just general disappointment over something that occurred in the past. Usually it's something that happened a while back too, and you're just stuck in that energy. Like I said, again, this is another thing that could be pointing to that full moon that'll be happening in your 12th house. Because, that could definitely bring things up from the past that you might have even thought that you put behind you, but maybe something brings them back up this month. And, it wouldn't surprise me as far as, like I said, you have some heavy karmic stuff going on in your sign, which I'm sure you're well aware of and you're feeling it at this point. But, like I said, having the South Node and Saturn basically conjunct in your sign, both moving backward through your sign, that could really be bringing things up from your past to look at and maybe finally put behind you. Especially Mars as well. Mars is going to be opposing Pluto and Saturn in your sign this month, so those are pretty intense. It'll be around the middle of the month when those transits will be happening, so that could really be bringing those things out too, that Mars energy almost forces you to look at things and, take action. In this case, just mentally putting it behind you. In the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Page of Wands. So this is a fire energy, obviously. But what this could point to is, this might even be you. Looking at it this way, this could even be your energy in the past. With the Page of Wands here, meaning that, you could be feeling like you're starting over in some way, like you had to hit the reset button. So again, if it was maybe you'd gotten out of a relationship recently and you reconnect with someone and you're thinking, oh, this might go well, but then you find out that, they're otherwise involved or they're just not ready to commit, you could be feeling like, all right, well, I have to start all over in the area of your love life, right? And maybe, like I said, with that Five of Cups energy in the near future, it could just be you processing all that stuff and finally putting it behind you. So now you can feel like you're in that energy of, okay, well, now, this person, if you just look at their energy, they just look a bit rejuvenated. That's the vibe that I get from this card, right? I'm like, all right, ready for what's next, ready to take action. And, maybe that's what that Emperor energy in the foundation with the Two of Cups is too. It's saying that, okay, whatever takes place this month, you're finally going to process putting that behind you. And then that puts you in a position to actually feel like you're ready to start fresh and start new in your love life. Because we do have the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck too. And I'm getting the feeling that this is something that probably already happened for the majority of you. So could just be what you're dealing with. And the good thing is the timing for that is going to work out well for you if that really is where you're at right now, where you're just hitting the reset button in your love life, because there's going to be a new moon eclipse in your opposite sign early on in July. So, the first few days of the month. So maybe this is just a matter of you clearing that energy out, getting rid of the old, whether it's emotionally or actually seeing the person and, getting things squared away with them, but getting rid of the old in time for something new to come in. All right, in the position of the environment's influence on the situation, we have the Magician. So I think the message for your reading last month was to be careful who you trust. So this could just be representing that energy again, although usually when the Magician is in the upright, I don't see it as deception. This is a card that I do, though, see as the South Node. So, like I said, the South Node being conjunct with your rulings planet of Saturn in your sign, that's pretty heavy transit. So that could just be what's really going on. And this could be pointing to that. But I also see this as manifesting energy, too. So what this could be saying is, if we look at what it's pointing towards, it's almost pointing towards that Ten of Swords, and at the very least that Nine of Wands we see there, and pointing down at the Page of Wands. So to me, that if we look at it that way, it could just be saying, pointing out to you, you have powers to manifest things right now, so be careful what you think about, because, if you're staying in a more negative mindset, then you could very well manifest those things. But if you stay in a more positive outlook as far as, okay, I'm looking forward to what's next, right? Like if we look at these energies side by side, this is the energy in the hopes or fears position. So I'm going to assume this is a fear. And, he's looking at that Ten of Swords. So that could just be saying, you're fearing maybe an ending if it didn't happen already, or still just recovering from that. But with the Magician pointing to both of these cards, it could just be saying, be careful what you're thinking about, because if you're in this mindset, then that could actually bring some more negative energy your way. Whereas if you're more in this mindset where, he looks like he's much more positive, they're both holding one wand, right? But this person still has all that stuff behind them that's heavy on their mind. This person looks like they're totally hitting the reset button. They're like, you know what? I'm ready for what's next. This could even represent traveling for some of you. Maybe you decide that you just want to take a vacation, get away from the environment that you were in, if there was some endings that you've been having difficulty processing. So this could just be saying be mindful of that. Try to keep your mentality more positive to attract more positive things your way. All right, in the outcome position, we have the Ace of Cups. So to me, this Ace of Cups, usually with the Ace energies, they don't necessarily represent an actual tangible offer being made, but it's at least something that's in the idea stage. So this could be someone thinking of extending you a love offer, or conversely, this could represent you who wants to extend a love offer to someone. Um, that's usually the ways that this energy plays out. And like I said, this could just be that precursor for the fact that you are going to have that new moon eclipse in your opposite sign early in July, which could definitely bring a new relationship your way. So it could just be saying, whether it's you thinking of making an offer to someone or someone to you, with this being in the outcome position, I'm inclined to think that it's pointing to that, which, like I said, will be taking place early in July. So, all right, we'll take a look at your oracle cards next. The first one we have is Time for a Nap. There's the artwork for it, and that's number 24, in case that has any significance for you. Let's see what that has to add. All right, it says rest, rejuvenation, and renewal, temporary non action, allowing dreams to arise. The oracle's message: this is a time to step away and rest. Let the cares of your world go. Go into a state of non action and allow yourself to be free of the shackles of your goals, your list, your desires. Nothing is as important as rest, detachment, and neutrality. The overly busy mind can block you from inner wisdom if you don't step back, take a seat, and rest. Be willing to let dreams surface and ideas flow through you, absent any force or conscious direction, as you observe without engagement now. So, that could just be what it's saying there is, maybe to take that time out and really just reflect on things. And, that could be a good idea too. But like I said, there is that full moon coming up in your 12th house, and that could feel pretty heavy emotionally. And it looks like you guys definitely are processing some stuff from the past too. So, something to keep in mind there. All right, the relationship message says when it comes to matters of the heart, don't make any plans right now. If you're not partnered, it's good to take this time out to get to know yourself. If you're involved with someone, relax and just be with your partner. This is going to be an uneventful moment in time. Don't force anything now. Allow things to flow naturally, and a beautiful renewal will take place all by itself. Patience is the key to your heart's desire right now. Withdraw from action in your relationship and give it a rest so that your love and connection can become rejuvenated. All right, so it's a pretty good message there, especially like I said with the moon and the present energy, because that could just represent, maybe you're not seeing things fully clearly right now as well, and there's a transit this month happening also with Jupiter in your 12th house squaring Neptune in your third house of communication. So you might not be hearing and seeing things or communicating things as clearly as you would like this month as well. So maybe that's another reason to just say, try not to jump to any conclusions in a negative way if you hear something, or even in a positive. Try to take everything with a grain of salt and just give it some time. All right, the prosperity message says this is a great time to take a break from your busy schedule and allow yourself the opportunity to step back. Your goals are meant to be put on ice. Your goals can wait. Dream, imagine, and let go of attachment to any outcome now. Meditate and take a holiday if you can. Things will speed up soon enough. After a break, you may want to make some changes. Epiphanies have an amazing way of arising when you take your focus off your to-do list and allow yourself to rest. So that's interesting because I did say there that, for some of you, maybe with this Page of Wands energy, this could even just represent you wanting to take a vacation somewhere to get away from everything and reset your mind. So this looks like that emphasizes that could be a good move for this month. All right, the next thing we have is the Hawk Spirit card, and it says, Let spirit be your guide. So this is another thing that seems to be pointing to, trying to rely on intuition this month. There's the artwork for it. And the number for this one's 32, in case it has any significance for you. So let's see what the messages from this one say. All right. It says, flying high above the landscape, the hawk sees both the big picture and the small details, observes the rain and the pond as well as the cloud, and doesn't miss anything. When hawk spirit arrives, you are called to pay close attention to messages from spirit that can appear anywhere in any form. Listen to your intuition and keep your eyes open for synchronicities, the meaningful coincidences. Hawk Spirit asks you not to dismiss the signs that Spirit is sending to guide you. Lately, have you been hearing the same word or a song, or coming across the same symbol here, there, and in the strangest places? Perhaps you hear a song on the radio with just the right lyric pertaining to your query, or you begin to notice uncanny billboards, license plates, or other places where repetitive numbers or words show up for you to notice. Pay attention to the animals that appear for you and connect with their symbolism. Spirit wants to communicate and reaches out again and again. When Hawk Spirit appears, it is a sign to listen. So, and maybe that's what that moon card in the present is pointing to, saying that, you, like I was saying, you have to trust your intuition a bit more with that energy at play. Maybe that's just saying look out for those signs and don't be dismissive of them. And maybe that's what that magician is saying there. Maybe through those signs coming through, you might have some kind of a breakthrough if you're paying attention. All right, and then the last thing we have is a mudra card. So for those of you who haven't been watching my videos this year, I've been pulling mudra cards for all the signs, and basically what they are is they're just hand gestures that you hold while meditating, and their purpose is to help clear blockages. So sometimes physical, but usually more on a mental, emotional level. And this is the actual mudra you guys got for this month, and it's the Matsya Mudra. And the keyword for it is integration. Alright, so I'll just flip the card over so you guys can see the additional info on it in case you were interested. But yeah, as you could see, it says under benefits, activates the body's self-healing potential, increases suppleness, improves concentration, generates feelings of devotion and compassion. So this is something you think you guys can benefit from. I'll put the name of the mudra in the description as always, and you can look into that some more. But yeah, we'll wrap up there, guys. Like I said, keep an eye out for the bonus videos that I'll start posting soon, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.